Chosen one. God doesn't speak this way often, but right now, He's calling your name with a message so urgent, so powerful, it's meant to shake you awake. This isn't a whisper in the wind. It's a divine alarm ringing through the heavens, crafted for your soul. You're not here by chance. Your life, your struggles, your dreams, they've all led to this moment. Something extraordinary is stirring, and God is ready to reveal a truth that will change everything you thought you knew about your purpose. Pause for a second and feel the weight of this moment. This message is alive, pulsing with divine energy, and it's for you. If your spirit is stirring, if you feel a spark of recognition, show it. Comment 777 below. That number carries the power of divine completion, a sign you're ready to receive what's coming. And if you're moved to stand with thousands of chosen ones walking this path, hit that like button and subscribe to join a community of souls aligned with God's truth. Your life hasn't been easy. You've walked through storms that would have broken others, betrayals, losses, moments when the world seemed to turn its back on you. But here's what God wants you to hear today. Those trials weren't meant to destroy you. They were forging you. Every tear, every sleepless night, every time you stood up when you wanted to collapse, it was all preparing you for a destiny so big it could only come from the Creator Himself. You're not just surviving, you're being shaped into a vessel for His glory. Think about Joseph, sold into slavery, thrown into a pit, forgotten in a prison. The world saw him as defeated, but God saw a leader. Every hardship was a step toward a purpose that saved nations. You're walking a similar path. The struggles you've faced aren't random. They're divine markers, pointing you toward a calling that's bigger than you can imagine. God's saying to you now, your story isn't over. It's just beginning. Comment 777 below if you feel this truth sinking in. Let it be your declaration that you're ready to step into what God has prepared. His voice doesn't come this clearly every day, but when it does, it demands your attention. You're not here to drift through life. You're here to rise, to claim a purpose that's been written in the stars since before you were born. Look at your life right now. The challenges, the uncertainties, they're not accidents. God's using them to refine you, to strip away what doesn't belong. Like a sculptor chiseling stone, He's carving out the masterpiece that is you. The pain? It's the hammer striking away doubt. The setbacks? They're clearing space for miracles. God's message is clear. You're not meant to stay small. You're meant to shine with a light that can't be ignored. Consider Esther, a woman who could have stayed silent, hidden in the shadows of a palace. But God called her to stand before a king, to risk everything for her people. She didn't feel ready, but she was chosen. You might not feel ready either, but God's voice is ringing out. You are enough. Your flaws, your fears, they don't disqualify you. They're part of the story He's writing through you. This isn't about chasing worldly success or fleeting riches. God's speaking of a deeper wealth, a life overflowing with purpose, peace, and impact. Imagine waking up each day knowing you're exactly where you're meant to be, doing exactly what you were created for. That's the life God's calling you to. It's not a dream, it's a promise, and it starts with hearing His voice today. Comment 777 one more time if you're ready to trust this path. Let it be a signal to the heavens that you're saying yes to God's call. Your faith is the key that unlocks what's next. And if you're feeling the pull to join a movement of chosen ones standing in truth, hit that subscribe button. Be part of a community that's walking boldly into God's promises. Now, let's talk about what's coming. God's message isn't just about where you've been, it's about where you're going. He's preparing you for doors that are about to swing wide open, opportunities you couldn't have planned, connections that will shift your trajectory, blessings that will leave you in awe. But here's the catch. You have to be ready to walk through them. Doubt will try to hold you back. Fear will whisper lies. But God's voice is louder. You are ready. Think of David, a shepherd boy facing a giant. The world laughed, but God saw a king. That stone in David's sling, it wasn't just a rock. It was faith in action. You've got your own giants' challenges that seem too big, dreams that feel out of reach. But God's saying, pick up your stone, trust Him. The victory is already yours. This moment is a turning point. God doesn't speak like this every day, but when He does, it's a call to action. You're not meant to stay where you are, comfortable or stuck. You're meant to move, to grow, to become. The world needs your light, your voice, your unique purpose, and God's promising to walk with you every step of the way. One last time, comment 777 if you're ready to step into this new season. Let it be your vow to trust God's plan, no matter what. His voice is clear, and it's for you. You're not just another soul in the crowd. You're a chosen one, marked for a purpose that will echo through eternity. Let's talk about the fire inside you. You've felt it, haven't you? That restless energy, that sense that you were made for more. It's not an accident. That fire is God's Spirit, burning away doubt, igniting your courage. It's the same fire that carried Moses through the desert, that gave him the strength to face Pharaoh and lead a nation. You're carrying that same divine spark, and it's about to blaze brighter than ever. The world might try to dim that fire. People might misunderstand you, question your path, or tell you to settle. But God's voice cuts through the noise. You were never meant to blend in. You're a beacon, a light that pierces the darkness. Your purpose isn't to fit into the world's mold. It's to break it, to show what's possible when you walk in divine truth. Think about the woman at the well in Samaria. She was an outcast, burdened by her past, yet Jesus met her where she was. He spoke truth into her life, and she became a voice for transformation, bringing her entire community to Him. Your past doesn't define you. God's call does. He's meeting you right now, speaking directly to your heart, ready to turn your story into a testimony. This is why you need to hear this message. God's not offering a temporary fix or a fleeting promise. He's offering a transformation that touches every part of your life, your spirit, your relationships, your purpose. It's a shift so profound that those around you will notice. They'll see the peace in your eyes, the strength in your step, the fire in your soul. You're becoming a living testament to His power. You might be wondering, why now? Why is this message coming to you at this exact moment? Because God's timing is perfect. He knows where you are, what you're facing, what you need. This isn't a coincidence. It's a divine appointment. He's saying, the time for waiting is over. The time for stepping into your calling is now. You're ready, even if you don't feel it yet. Look at Noah, building an ark while the world mocked him. He didn't have all the answers, but he had faith. Step by step, he followed God's voice, and that obedience saved his family and changed history. Your obedience to this moment, your willingness to trust God's message will unlock miracles you can't yet see. It's not about having it all figured out. It's about taking the next step. Your life is a canvas, and God's the artist. Every challenge, every victory, every moment of doubt or triumph, it's all part of His masterpiece. Right now, He's adding bold new colors, strokes of grace and power that will make your story unforgettable. You're not just living for today, you're building a legacy that will inspire others long after you're gone. If you're feeling this truth resonate, join the thousands of chosen ones walking this path. Hit that like button and subscribe to stand with a community that believes in God's promises. Your presence here matters, and together, we're shining a light that can't be dimmed. Let's talk about the weight you've been carrying. The burdens, the fears, the questions about whether you're enough. God's voice is clear. You don't have to carry them anymore. He's taking those weights off your shoulders, replacing them with a peace that surpasses understanding. Like Peter walking on water, you're being called to step out in faith, to trust that God's got you, even when the waves feel overwhelming. The enemy will try to distract you. Doubt will creep in, telling you this is too good to be true. But God's truth is stronger. You are chosen, you are loved, you are destined for greatness. The enemy's lies can't stand against the power of God's word. You're not defined by your mistakes or your past. You're defined by His purpose for you. Think of Rahab, a woman with a past the world judged, yet God saw her faith. She risked everything to protect His people, and her name became part of the lineage of Christ. Your story, no matter how broken it seems, is part of something bigger. God's weaving it into His eternal plan, and this moment is where you start to see it unfold. You're not just hearing a message, you're receiving a divine invitation. God's calling you to rise, to step into a life where fear no longer holds the reins. It's a life of boldness, of purpose, of knowing that every step you take is guided by His hand. You're not walking alone. He's right there, leading you to a future brighter than you can imagine. Let's talk about the doors God's opening. They're not just opportunities, they're divine gateways, crafted specifically for you. These aren't doors you have to force open. They're swinging wide because God's already prepared the way. Your job is to walk through them with faith, knowing He's gone ahead of you, clearing every obstacle. Imagine Mary, a young woman chosen to carry the Savior. She didn't seek the role. God chose her, and in her obedience, she became part of the greatest story ever told. You might not see the full picture yet, but God's chosen you for something just as significant. Your yes to Him today will echo through generations. This message is urgent because the world needs you now. Your light, your gifts, your unique calling, they're meant to shine in this moment. God's not waiting for you to be perfect. He's waiting for you to be willing. Step into this truth and watch how He transforms every part of your life. You're standing at a crossroads. One path leads to staying where you are, comfortable but unfulfilled. The other leads to a life of purpose, where every day feels like a step toward eternity. God's voice is calling you to the second path. It's not easy, but it's yours, and it's more beautiful than you can imagine. Let's talk about the transformation that's coming. God's not just changing your circumstances, He's changing you, your heart, your mind, your spirit. They're being renewed, like a caterpillar in a cocoon. You're emerging as something new, something glorious. The world will see it, but more importantly, you'll feel it as strength, a peace, a joy that can't be shaken. Think of Paul, once a persecutor, transformed into an apostle. His past didn't disqualify him, it prepared him. God took his story and turned it into a testimony that changed the world. Your story, no matter how messy, is being woven into something just as powerful. God's voice is saying, I'm not done with you yet. This isn't about temporary fixes or fleeting moments of inspiration. God's offering you a life where every day is filled with purpose, where challenges become opportunities and setbacks become setups for miracles. You're not just surviving, you're thriving, walking in a divine rhythm that aligns with His plan. The world might try to pull you back, to keep you small, but God's voice is louder. You were made for more. You're a chosen one, marked by His love, destined to leave a mark that can't be erased. Step into this truth and watch how everything changes. Let's talk about the legacy you're building. Every choice you make now, every step you take in faith, is laying a foundation for something eternal. Like Abraham, who trusted God's promise and became the father of nations, your faith is planting seeds that will grow far beyond your lifetime. God's calling you to think bigger, to see beyond the moment. Your life is a story, and God's the author. He's writing chapters of courage, redemption, and triumph. You might not see the ending yet, but trust this, it's good. It's better than you could dream. And it starts with hearing His voice today, letting it guide you into the fullness of who you're meant to be. You're not here to blend in, you're here to stand out, to carry a light that draws others to God. Like Daniel in the lion's den, your faith in the face of trials will speak louder than words. People will see your life and know that God is real, that His promises are true, that His voice still speaks. This is your moment, chosen one. God's voice is ringing out, clear and unshakable. He's saying, I see you, I know you, I've chosen you. Step into this truth and let it transform everything. The gates of heaven are opening, and your name is written on them. Walk boldly, knowing He's with you every step of the way. Chosen one, God's voice is still echoing, a call so clear it cuts through every distraction. This message isn't just words, it's a divine signal, pulling you toward a truth you've always felt deep inside. You're not meant to wander aimlessly, you're meant to walk a path lit by His purpose, where every step reveals a new layer of who you were created to be. This is your time to listen, to move, to become. Let's talk about the strength you didn't know you had. You've faced moments that tested your core times, when giving up seemed easier than pushing forward. Yet here you are, standing. That resilience isn't random, it's God's hand holding you up. Like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the fiery furnace, you've walked through flames and come out untouched. God's saying, that strength is my gift to you, and it's only the beginning. Your heart carries dreams that feel too big, too impossible. Maybe you've buried them, thinking they're out of reach, but God's voice is stirring them awake. Those dreams aren't yours alone, they're His vision planted in you. Like Jonah, who ran from his calling only to find God's purpose waiting, you can't escape what's meant for you. Embrace it now, and watch how He makes the impossible real. The world around you is shifting. You've sensed it, changes in the air, doors creaking open, opportunities whispering your name. God's not just preparing you, He's preparing the ground beneath you. Every connection, every moment of favor, every unexpected breakthrough, it's all part of His plan. You're not chasing these things, they're chasing you because you're aligned with His will. Think of Ruth, a woman who left everything familiar to follow God's call. She didn't know the outcome, but her faith led her to a destiny beyond her imagination. You're standing in a similar moment. The road ahead might look unclear, but God's voice is your compass. Trust it, and you'll find yourself walking into a story bigger than you ever dreamed. Let's talk about the lies you've been told. The voices saying you're not enough, that your mistakes define you, that your time has passed. God's voice drowns them out. You are mine, and I make all things new. Like Lazarus, called out of the tomb after all hope was lost, you're being called to rise. Your past is not your prison. It's the foundation for your miracle. You've got a fire in you that the world can't extinguish. It's the same fire that burned in Elijah when he called down heaven's power on Mount Carmel. That boldness, that unshakable faith, it's in you too. God's saying, don't hide it. Let it shine. The world needs your courage, your voice, your light. Step into it and watch how it changes everything around you. Your life is a tapestry woven with threads of pain, joy, and purpose. Every moment, good or bad, is part of God's design. Like Job, who lost everything yet held fast to his faith, you're being shaped into a testimony of his faithfulness. God's voice is clear. Your story matters, and it's far from over. Each chapter is leading to a triumph that will leave others in awe. Let's talk about the peace God's offering you. Not the fleeting kind that comes and goes with circumstances, but a deep, unshakable calm. It's the peace that carried Jesus through the storm, sleeping while the waves raged. You're being called to that same trust, to rest in God's promises, no matter what's swirling around you. That peace is your strength, your anchor, your gift. You're not just walking through life, you're walking through a divine setup. Every challenge, every delay, every moment of waiting, it's all part of God's strategy. Like Hannah, who prayed through years of barrenness, your persistence is about to birth something extraordinary. God's voice is saying, keep going. Your breakthrough is closer than you think. The world might see you as ordinary, but God sees a warrior. You're not defined by your job, your bank account, or your past. You're defined by His purpose for you. Like Gideon, who thought he was the least, but was called mighty. You're being summoned to a battle only you can fight. God's voice is your rallying cry. Rise up, chosen one. Your time is now. Let's talk about the harvest coming your way. You've sown seeds in tears, prayers whispered in the dark, acts of faith no one saw. God's been watching, and He's saying, your harvest is ready. Like the farmer who waits for the rain, your patience is about to be rewarded. What's coming isn't just enough. It's an overflow, a blessing that will spill into every corner of your life. Your presence changes things. You've noticed it, haven't you? The way people respond when you walk into a room, the way conversations shift when you speak, that's not coincidence. It's God's light shining through you. Like Moses, whose face glowed after meeting God, you carry a radiance that can't be hidden. Embrace it and watch how it draws others to His truth. You're not meant to carry your burdens alone. God's voice is calling you to let go, to hand Him the weight of your worries. Like the Israelites crossing the Red Sea, you're being asked to trust Him to make a way where none seems possible. He's not just your guide, He's your deliverer. Step forward and watch the waters part. Think about the woman who touched Jesus' cloak, believing for a miracle. She didn't have much, but her faith was enough. You don't need to have it all together. You just need to reach out. God's voice is saying, I'm here. Your faith, no matter how small, is enough to move mountains. Take that step today and see what He does. Your life is a song, and God's the composer. Every note, every rhythm, every pause, it's all part of His melody. Like David's Psalms, born from both joy and pain, your story is a hymn of His faithfulness. Sing it boldly, chosen one. Let the world hear the music of a life transformed by His voice. You're standing on holy ground right now. This moment, this message, it's sacred. God speaking directly to you, calling you to a higher purpose. Like Isaiah, who said, here I am, send me. You're being asked to respond. Say yes, and watch how God moves. Your obedience will unlock doors you never knew existed. Let's talk about the vision God's giving you. It's not just a fleeting thought. It's a glimpse of your future. Like Abraham, who saw a nation in a promise, you're being shown something bigger than yourself. Hold on to that vision. Write it down. Pray over it. God's voice is saying, "It's yours, and I'll bring it to pass." You've been through valleys, but God's leading you to mountaintops. The climb might feel steep, but every step is strengthening you. Like Caleb, who claimed his mountain at 85, you're never too old, too broken, or too late for God's promises. His voice is clear. Keep climbing. The view from the top is worth it. Your heart is a garden, and God's planting new seeds. Seeds of hope, courage, and purpose. Like the mustard seed, small but mighty, what He's planting in you will grow into something that shelters others. Tend to it. Trust His process. His voice is whispering, "What I've planted will flourish." You're not just surviving, you're being positioned. Every moment of your life has been leading to this. Like Esther, whose steps were ordered to save a nation, your path is divinely orchestrated. God's voice is saying, "You're in the right place, at the right time, for the right purpose." Step boldly into it. Let's talk about the freedom waiting for you. Not just freedom from struggle, but freedom to live fully, to love deeply, to shine brightly. Like the woman set free from years of affliction, you're being loosed from chains you didn't even know you carried. God's voice is your key. Walk in that freedom today. You're a light in a world that's often dark. People are watching, even when you don't realize it. Like John the Baptist, preparing the way, your life points others to God. His voice is calling you to keep shining, to keep speaking, to keep standing. Your light is changing more than you know. Your faith is a weapon, sharper than any sword. It's what carried Daniel through the lion's den, what gave Paul strength in prison. God saying, wield it. Your faith will silence doubts, defeat fears, and open doors. Trust His voice and watch how it moves the impossible. Let's talk about the joy God's restoring. Not a fleeting happiness, but a deep, unshakable joy that comes from knowing you're His. Like Nehemiah, who rebuilt walls through faith, you're rebuilding your life with joy as your strength. God's voice is singing over you, "Let my joy fill you." You're not defined by what you've lost. God's voice is rewriting your story, turning ashes into beauty. Like Naomi, who thought her life was over, you're about to see His redemption unfold. Every loss is a setup for a comeback bigger than you can imagine. Your purpose is bigger than you. It's not just about your dreams. It's about the lives you'll touch, the hearts you'll heal, the world you'll change. Like Jeremiah, called before he was born, you were chosen for impact. God's voice is clear. Step into it, and I'll make the way. You've got a divine rhythm, a pace set by God's heart. The world might rush you, but He's saying, slow down, listen, follow me. Like Jesus in the wilderness, you're learning to move in His timing. Trust that rhythm, and you'll find every step is perfectly placed. Let's talk about the courage God's igniting in you. It's not loud or flashy. It's quiet, steady, unshakable. Like Deborah, leading with wisdom and strength, you're being called to stand firm. God's voice is your courage. Face your battles, knowing I'm with you. Your life is a bridge, connecting others to hope. Every kind word, every act of faith, every moment you choose love over fear, it's building something eternal. Like Barnabas, who lifted others up, your encouragement changes lives. God's saying, keep building, keep loving, keep shining, chosen one. God's voice is still ringing, a clarion call that pierces through the noise of the world. It's not a faint echo, it's a divine command, urging you to recognize the power woven into your very being. You're not here to simply exist. You're here to carry a purpose that shifts the atmosphere, that rewrites destinies, that leaves an imprint only you can make. This moment is yours. Seize it. Let's talk about the mantle God's placing on your shoulders. It's not a burden, it's a badge of honor, a divine assignment crafted just for you. Like Elisha, who received Elijah's cloak and walked in double portion power, you're being entrusted with something sacred. God's saying, you're ready to carry this. Step into it and watch how His authority flows through you. Your heart has known hunger not for food, but for meaning, for something greater. That longing isn't a flaw. It's God's design, pulling you toward your calling. Like the Samaritan woman at the well, your thirst led you to an encounter with truth. Now, God's voice is saying, drink deeply from my purpose. Your soul's hunger is about to be satisfied in ways you never imagined. The world might try to box you in, to limit your vision, but God's voice is breaking those walls down. You're not confined by circumstances or expectations. Like Joshua, standing before Jericho's walls, you're being called to trust His strategy. Those walls, your fears, your doubts will crumble when you move in faith. God's saying, shout and watch them fall. You've carried questions, wondering why certain doors closed, why some dreams haven't come to pass. God's voice is answering. Those closed doors were my protection, guiding you to something better. Like Joseph, whose prison led to a palace, your detours are divine setups. Trust His path, and you'll see the masterpiece He's been crafting all along. Let's talk about the boldness God's awakening in you. It's not about being loud, it's about being unshakable. Like Esther, who spoke truth to power, you're being called to use your voice. Whether it's in a boardroom, a family, or a community, your words carry weight. God's saying, speak, and I'll make your voice a catalyst for change. Your life is a seed, planted in soil you didn't choose. But God's the gardener, and He's saying, I've placed you exactly where you need to be. Like the parable of the sower, your growth depends on trusting His care. The rocky ground, the thorns, they can't stop what He's growing in you. Bloom where you're planted, and watch how He multiplies your impact. You've felt moments of isolation, like you're walking a path no one understands. That solitude isn't rejection, it's preparation. Like John the Baptist in the wilderness, you're being refined for a purpose that will echo beyond your lifetime. God's voice is clear. Your alone time is my training ground. You're emerging stronger than you know. Let's talk about the favor God's pouring over you. It's not something you earn, it's something He gives. Like Daniel, who found favor in a foreign land, you're about to see doors open that no one can shut. People will notice, opportunities will come, and you'll know it's not your doing, it's God's hand. Walk in that favor and watch how it transforms your path. Your story isn't just yours, it's a beacon for others. Every step you take in faith lights the way for someone else. Like Miriam, who led with song and courage, your life is a testimony that inspires. God's saying, keep walking, keep shining. Your journey is pulling others out of darkness and into His light. You've known moments of doubt, wondering if you're truly chosen. God's voice is silencing that lie. You are mine, marked for greatness. Like Peter, who faltered but was called the Rock, your weaknesses don't disqualify you. They're the canvas for His strength. Stand firm and watch how He builds something unshakable through you. Let's talk about the overflow God's preparing. It's not just about meeting your needs. It's about abundance that spills into every area of your life. Like the widow's oil that kept flowing, your blessings won't run dry. God's saying, expect more than enough. Your finances, your relationships, your peace, they're all about to overflow. You're not just a participant in life. You're a pioneer. God's calling you to blaze a trail where others see only obstacles. Like Nehemiah, rebuilding against all odds, your vision will shape what's to come. His voice is urging you. Don't stop. Your work is laying the foundation for something eternal. The world might tempt you to settle, to take the easy road, but God's voice is calling you higher. Like Caleb, who refused to let age or fear stop him, you're meant to claim your mountain. Your dreams, your calling, they're not out of reach. God's saying, keep pushing. Your inheritance is waiting. You've carried scars, wounds from battles seen and unseen. God's voice is speaking healing. Those scars are your strength, not your shame. Like Thomas, who touched Jesus' wounds and believed, your pain is proof of your resilience. Let God turn those scars into stars, guiding others to His love. Let's talk about the clarity God's giving you. The fog of confusion is lifting, and His truth is coming into focus. Like Paul on the road to Damascus, you're seeing with new eyes. God's saying, trust what I'm showing you. Your decisions, your steps, they're guided by a vision only He can give. Your life is a river, flowing with purpose. Sometimes it's calm, sometimes it rages, but it's always moving toward God's destination. Like the Jordan, parted for His people, your obstacles will give way. God's voice is saying, keep flowing. I'm directing your current, leading you to abundance. You're not defined by what others think of you. God's voice is rewriting your identity. You are chosen, loved, unstoppable. Like Mary Magdalene, transformed from outcast to disciple, you're being called to live in His truth. Let go of the world's labels and embrace who He says you are. Let's talk about the courage God's building in you. It's not about never feeling fear. It's about moving forward despite it. Like David facing Goliath, your strength comes from trusting God's power. His voice is saying, take the shot. Your giants are no match for my strength in you. Your faith is a flame, burning brighter with every step. The world might try to snuff it out, but God's fanning it into a wildfire. Like the early church, growing through persecution, your faith will spread. God's saying, let it burn. Your belief is igniting something unstoppable. You've been in seasons of waiting, wondering when your time will come. God's voice is declaring, your season is here. Like Sarah, who laughed at the promise but held her miracle, your waiting is turning to fulfillment. Trust His timing and watch how He delivers beyond your hopes. Let's talk about the connections God's bringing. People who see your light, who align with your purpose, they're coming. Like Jonathan and David, whose friendship strengthened them both. Your divine relationships will lift you higher. God's saying, I'm sending the right people at the right time. Your life is a lighthouse, standing firm in the storm. Others are drawn to your stability, your hope. Like Noah's Ark, a refuge in the flood, your presence offers safety. God's voice is clear. Keep standing. Your strength is a shelter for those lost in the waves. You've faced rejection, moments when you felt unseen. God's voice is affirming, I see you, and I've always known you. Like Hagar in the desert, you're not forgotten. His eyes are on you, and His plans are unfolding. Rest in that truth, and watch how He lifts you up. Let's talk about the wisdom God's pouring into you. It's not just knowledge, it's divine insight, guiding your every move. Like Solomon, who asked for wisdom and received abundance, you're being equipped to lead. God saying, "Trust my wisdom. It will light your path and open doors." You're not just walking a path, you're carving one. Every step you take in faith is clearing the way for others. Like the Israelites through the wilderness, your journey inspires. God's voice is urging, "Keep moving." Your trailblazing is changing lives you may never meet. Your heart carries a song, a melody of hope only you can sing. Like Hannah's prayer, born from pain but filled with praise, your life is a hymn of God's faithfulness. Sing it boldly, God saying, your song will echo, touching hearts and lifting spirits. You've known moments of weakness when you felt too small for the task. God's voice is strengthening you. My power is perfect in your weakness. Like Gideon's small army, your limitations are his opportunity. Trust him and watch how he turns your little into much. Let's talk about the harvest God's preparing for you. Not just for your needs, but for your dreams, your vision. Like Isaac, who sowed in famine and reaped 100-fold, your faith will yield abundance. God's saying, keep sowing. Your harvest is coming, bigger than you expect. You're a vessel filled with God's purpose. The world might see an ordinary person, but he sees a masterpiece. Like the clay in Jeremiah's potter's hands, you're being shaped for greatness. God's voice is clear. Trust my hands. I'm molding you into something extraordinary. You've faced moments when the world felt too heavy. God's voice is lifting that weight. My yoke is easy, my burden is light. Like Peter, stepping out of the boat, you're being called to trust his hold. Let go of the heaviness and walk in his freedom. Let's talk about the legacy you're leaving. Every act of faith, every moment of courage, it's building something eternal. Like Abraham's stars, your impact will stretch beyond what you see. God's saying, keep building. Your legacy will shine for generations. Chosen one, God's voice is still calling, a relentless pull that resonates in the deepest parts of your soul. It's not just a sound, it's a divine current moving you toward a destiny you were born to claim. You're not here to drift through days or settle for less. You're here to rise, to embody a purpose that shakes the foundations of the ordinary. This is your moment to hear and act. Let's talk about the vision God's planting in your mind. It's not a vague hope, it's a clear picture of what's possible. Like Ezekiel in the valley of dry bones, you're seeing life where others see death. God's saying, speak to the bones. Your words, your faith, they'll bring his promises to life. Trust that vision and watch how it transforms what's around you. You've felt the weight of expectations from others or even yourself. God's voice is freeing you. My plans for you are greater than any human standard. Like Samuel, called as a child to lead, you're not bound by what the world expects. Step out of those limits and see how God redefines what's possible through you. The storms you've faced haven't been random. They've been shaping you, teaching you to stand firm. Like Paul shipwrecked on Malta, your trials are leading to divine appointments. God saying, every storm has a purpose. You're not lost. You're being led to places where your light will shine brightest. Your heart carries a spark of eternity, a piece of God's own fire. It's what makes you restless for more, hungry for truth. Like Mary, pondering the angel's words, you're holding a promise bigger than yourself. God's voice is whispering, nurture that spark. It's the beginning of a flame that will light up the world. Let's talk about the doors God's unlocking, not just opportunities, but divine gateways tailored for you. Like Cornelius, whose prayers opened a new chapter for the Gentiles, your faith is opening paths no one else could walk. God saying, step through. I've prepared the way, and it's leading to greatness. You've known moments of silence when God seemed far away. Those quiet times weren't absence. They were preparation. Like Elijah in the cave, you're learning to hear his still, small voice. God saying, listen closely. My whispers carry more power than the world shouts. Trust them, and you'll move mountains. Your life is a mosaic, each piece a moment of struggle or triumph. God's the artist, fitting every fragment into a masterpiece. Like Joseph's coat, torn but later honored, your story is being woven into something beautiful. God's voice is clear. Every piece matters. Trust me to make it whole. You've faced battles that left you weary, questioning your strength. God's voice is renewing you. My strength is yours. Like Samson, who found power in his final moment, you're stronger than you know. Lean into his might and watch how he turns your weakness into a testimony of victory. Let's talk about the hope God's igniting in you. It's not a fleeting wish. It's an anchor for your soul. Like Noah, building through years of doubt, your hope is building something eternal. God's saying, hold fast. Your hope will carry you through storms and into the promise I've set before you. You're not just a person, you're a movement. Your faith, your actions, they ripple out, touching lives you may never see. Like Deborah's song, rallying a nation, your life inspires others to rise. God's voice is urging, keep moving. Your influence is shifting the world in ways you can't yet fathom. The world might try to pull you back, to keep you small, but God's voice is louder. You were made to soar. Like Isaiah's vision of eagles, you're rising above the ordinary. Trust his lift, and let your wings carry you to heights you never thought possible. You've carried burdens that weren't yours to bear. God's voice is releasing you. Give them to me. Like the woman caught in shame, freed by Jesus' words, you're being set free from guilt and fear. Walk in that freedom and watch how it changes how you see yourself and the world. Let's talk about the joy God's restoring. It's not tied to circumstances. It's rooted in his presence. Like David dancing before the ark, your joy is a declaration of his goodness. God saying, let it overflow. Your joy will draw others to me, shining brighter than any sorrow. Your faith is a bridge, connecting the seen to the unseen. Every step you take in trust builds it stronger. Like Abraham, offering his son but trusting God's provision, your faith is creating a path for miracles. God's voice is clear. Keep building. I'll meet you at the altar. You've known moments when the path felt unclear, when doubt clouded your way. God's voice is your guide. I am the light for your steps. Like the Magi following the star, you're being led to a divine destination. Trust his guidance, and you'll find treasures waiting. Let's talk about the strength God's forging in you. It's not just physical. It's a spiritual resilience that nothing can break. Like Daniel in Babylon, you're standing firm in a world that tests you. God saying, stay true. Your strength will lead others to my truth. Your life is a letter, written by God's hand. Every chapter, every word, tells a story of his love. Like Paul's epistles, born from prison but reaching nations, your life speaks to those who need hope. God's voice is saying, let me write through you. Your story will change hearts. You've faced moments of betrayal when trust was broken. God's voice is healing you. I am faithful. Like Ruth, who found family in loss. You're being drawn into divine connections. Trust his loyalty and watch how he restores what was taken. Let's talk about the courage God's breathing into you. It's not about being fearless. It's about trusting him through fear. Like Esther approaching the king, your courage will open doors. God's saying, step forward. I'm with you, and my favor goes before you. You're a seed planted in eternity, meant to grow into something mighty. Like the oak that stands through storms, your roots are deep in God's purpose. His voice is nurturing you. Grow strong. Your shade will shelter others. Your strength will stand forever. The world might measure you by what you have or haven't done. God's voice redefines you. You are mine, and that's enough. Like Zacchaeus, transformed by a single encounter, you're being remade by his love. Climb down from the tree and step into his call. Let's talk about the peace God's anchoring in you. It's not fragile, it's a fortress. Like Jesus calming the sea, your peace will still the chaos around you. God's saying, rest in me. Your calm will be a beacon, drawing others to my presence. You've walked through seasons of scarcity, wondering if there'd be enough. God's voice is promising, I am your provision. Like the feeding of the 5,000, your little becomes much in his hands. Trust his abundance and watch how he multiplies what you offer. Your life is a flame burning with God's purpose. The world might try to dim it, but his breath keeps it alive. Like the burning bush unconsumed by fire, you're a sign of his power. God's voice is clear. Keep burning. Your light will guide others home. You've known moments when you felt unseen, like your efforts didn't matter. God's voice is affirming, I see every step, every sacrifice. Like Hagar, named by God in the wilderness, you're known and cherished. Rest in his gaze and watch how he lifts you up. Let's talk about the authority God's giving you. It's not about control. It's about walking in his power. Like Moses with the staff, you're carrying his might. God saying, use it. Your authority will break chains, open doors, and shift atmospheres. You're not just living for today, you're building for eternity. Every choice, every act of faith is laying stones for a legacy. Like Solomon's temple, your life is a monument to God's glory. His voice is urging, keep building, your work will stand forever. You've faced moments when the world felt heavy, when hope seemed thin. God's voice is lifting you. I am your strength. Like Elijah, fed by ravens, you're sustained by his hand. Lean into him and watch how he carries you through every trial. Let's talk about the love God's pouring into you. It's not just for you. It's a river meant to flow through you. Like John, the beloved disciple, your love reflects his heart. God's saying, let it flow. Your love will heal, restore, and draw others to me. You're a warrior, not with weapons, but with faith. The battles you've fought have forged you into someone unstoppable. Like David's sling, your trust in God is your strength. His voice is clear. Keep fighting. Your victories will inspire a generation. Chosen one. God's voice is a steady drumbeat, pulsing through your spirit with a message that demands your attention. It's not a fleeting thought. It's a divine mandate, carved into the fabric of your being. You're not here to wander or fade into the background. You're here to stand tall, to carry a purpose that reshapes everything you touch. This is your call to rise and embrace it. Let's talk about the fire God's kindling in your soul. It's not just passion. It's a holy blaze, burning away fear and doubt. Like Jeremiah, whose words were fire in his bones, you carry a message that can't be silenced. God saying, let it out. Your voice, your truth. It's meant to spark change in a world that needs it. You've faced moments when the path felt narrow, when options seemed few. God's voice is widening your way. I am your open door. Like the Israelites at the Red Sea, you're standing before a miracle in disguise. Trust his leading and watch how he parts the waters for you. Your life is a canvas, and every stroke tells a story of resilience. The scars, the triumphs, they're not random marks, they're God's art. Like Job, who emerged from loss with greater blessings, your story is a masterpiece in progress. God saying, trust my brush. I'm painting something glorious. You've known times when you felt misunderstood, like your heart didn't fit. That's not a flaw. It's a sign of your calling. Like John the Baptist, crying out in the wilderness, your uniqueness is your strength. God's voice is clear. Be you. Your difference is my design, meant to draw others to me. Let's talk about the strength God's building in you. It's not loud or showy. It's a quiet power rooted in faith. Like Hannah, praying through her pain, your persistence is forging something unbreakable. God saying, keep standing. Your strength will hold up others in their weakness. The world might try to rush you, to push you off course, but God's voice is your rhythm. My timing is perfect. Like Abraham waiting for Isaac, your patience is part of the promise. Stay in step with him and watch how he aligns every moment for your good. You've carried dreams that felt too heavy, too far off. God's voice is lifting them. I placed those dreams in you. Like Joseph, interpreting visions in prison, your dreams are keys to your destiny. Hold them close and trust that he's bringing them to life in his way. Your presence is a gift, a light that shifts the atmosphere. Like Barnabas, whose encouragement changed lives, your words carry life. God saying, keep speaking. Your kindness, your faith, it's planting seeds that will grow into harvests you can't yet see. Let's talk about the peace God's anchoring in your heart. It's not fragile. It's a fortress against chaos. Like Daniel in the lion's den, you're surrounded but untouched. God saying, rest in me. Your peace will be a refuge, drawing others to my safety. You've faced moments when hope felt distant, when the night seemed endless. God's voice is your dawn. I am your light. Like the women at the tomb, expecting death but finding life, you're about to see his resurrection power. Trust him and watch the darkness give way. Your life is a riverbed, carved by years of faith and struggle. God's the water, filling you with purpose. Like Ezekiel's river, flowing deeper with every step, your influence is growing. God saying, let it flow. Your life will bring healing to those around you. You've known rejection, moments when you felt pushed aside. God's voice is calling you closer. You are mine. Like Leah, unloved by man but seen by God, you're cherished beyond measure. Rest in his love and watch how he turns rejection into divine favor. Let's talk about the courage God's forging in you. It's not about never trembling, it's about moving forward anyway. Like Gideon, facing an army with a handful, your small steps are mighty in his hands. God's saying, take the step. I'm turning your fear into victory. Your faith is a seed, small but unstoppable. The world might overlook it, but God sees its potential. Like the mustard seed, your belief will grow into something vast. God's voice is nurturing it. Keep trusting. Your faith will shelter generations. You're not just walking a path, you're weaving a story. Every choice, every prayer is a thread in God's tapestry. Like Esther's courage, saving a nation, your actions ripple outward. God saying, keep weaving. Your story will inspire those who come after you. You faced moments when you felt stuck, like nothing was moving. God's voice is unsticking you. I am your momentum. Like Peter, stepping out on water, your faith is pulling you forward. Trust his pull, and watch how he moves you into new territory. Let's talk about the joy God's restoring. It's not tied to what you have, it's rooted in who he is. Like Nehemiah, rebuilding with joy, your heart is being filled. God's saying, let it rise. Your joy will be a beacon, lighting the way for others. Your life is a lighthouse, steady in the storm. People are watching, drawn to your calm. Like Noah's Ark, standing firm in the flood, your faith is a refuge. God's voice is clear. Keep shining. Your light will guide others through their darkness. You've carried burdens that threaten to crush you. God's voice is lifting them. Give them to me. Like the woman at the well, leaving her jar behind, you're being freed to run, let go, and watch how his freedom changes everything you thought you knew. Your purpose is a flame, burning brighter with every trial. Like Shadrach in the furnace, you're untouched by the fire. God's saying, let it blaze. Your purpose will warm hearts, light paths, and show the world what's possible when I'm with you. You've known moments when you doubted your worth. God's voice is affirming, you are my masterpiece. Like David, chosen over his brothers, you're set apart for greatness. Trust his choice, and watch how he lifts you to places you never imagined. Let's talk about the harvest God's bringing. You've sown in tears, prayed in silence, believed against odds. Like Ruth, gleaning in faith, your labor is about to overflow. God's saying, get ready. Your harvest will be more than you can carry. Your life is a song, and God's the composer. Every note, every pause is part of his melody. Like Miriam, singing after the sea parted, your life is a hymn of deliverance. God's voice is clear. Keep singing. Your song will lift others to me. You've faced moments when the world felt too big, too heavy. God's voice is your strength. I am bigger. Like Moses, facing Pharaoh, you're not alone. Trust his power, and watch how he makes a way where none seems possible. Let's talk about the wisdom God's pouring into you. It's not just knowledge, it's divine clarity, guiding your choices. Like Solomon, building with insight, you're being equipped to lead. God's saying, trust my wisdom. It will open doors and steady your steps. You're not just a person, you're a promise fulfilled. Every step you take is proof of God's faithfulness. Like Sarah, holding her miracle, your life is a testimony. God's voice is urging, keep walking. Your story will show others I keep my word. You've known times when fear tried to hold you back. God's voice is breaking it. I am your courage. Like Joshua, crossing the Jordan, you're stepping into new land. Trust his lead, and watch how he turns your fear into faith that moves mountains. Your life is a garden, and God's planting hope. Every seed of faith you've sown is taking root. Like the farmer in the parable, your patience will yield abundance. God's saying, keep tending. Your garden will bloom, blessing all who see it. You've faced moments when you felt unseen, like your efforts didn't matter. God's voice is affirming, I see you. Like Hagar in the desert, you're named and known. Rest in his gaze, and watch how he turns your hidden moments into visible miracles. Let's talk about the love God's filling you with. It's not just for you, it's a gift to share. Like John, leaning on Jesus, your love reflects his heart. God's saying, let it pour. Your love will heal wounds and build bridges to his grace. You're a warrior, armed not with swords, but with faith. Like David, facing giants, your trust is your weapon. God's voice is clear. Keep fighting. Your battles are won in my strength, and your victories will echo through eternity. Chosen one, God's voice is a beacon, cutting through the fog of your doubts with a clarity that demands your heart. It's not a passing whisper, it's a divine summons calling you to a purpose that burns brighter than any fear. You're not here to linger in shadows or shrink from your calling. You're here to step into a legacy that will echo beyond your days. Let's talk about the strength God's weaving into your spirit. It's not just resilience, it's a holy fortitude built from every moment you chose to stand. Like Nehemiah, rebuilding walls under threat, your endurance is a foundation for greatness. God's saying, keep standing. Your strength is my gift, and it's holding up more than you know. You've felt moments when the world seemed too loud, drowning out your peace. God's voice is your quiet. I am your rest. Like Jesus, slipping away to pray, you're being called to find stillness in Him. Center yourself in His presence and watch how He silences the chaos around you. Your life is a scroll, written with divine ink. Every trial, every triumph, is a line in God's story for you. Like Esther's name, etched in history for courage, your story is eternal. God's saying, trust my pen. I'm writing a narrative that will inspire generations. You've known times when you felt too small for the task ahead. God's voice is enlarging you. I chose you for this. Like David, overlooked but anointed, you're bigger than your doubts. Step into His choice and watch how He makes your smallness mighty in His hands. Let's talk about the hope God's anchoring in your soul. It's not a fleeting wish. It's a bedrock, unshaken by storms. Like Noah, building through mockery, your hope is a promise taking shape. God's saying, hold tight. Your hope is building something that will outlast the rain. The world might try to dim your light, to make you blend in, but God's voice is igniting you. You were made to shine. Like Daniel's prayers, piercing the heavens, your faith stands out. Trust His spark and watch how your light draws others to His truth. You've carried questions about your path, wondering if you're on the right track. God's voice is your map. I've charted your course. Like the Magi, guided by a star, you're being led to divine encounters. Follow His lead and see the treasures waiting for you. Your presence is a melody, resonating with God's love. People feel it, even when you don't see it. Like Miriam's tambourine, leading in victory, your life is a song of redemption. God saying, keep playing. Your melody will lift hearts and shift atmospheres. Let's talk about the courage God's breathing into you. It's not about never fearing. It's about acting despite fear. Like Deborah, judging with boldness, you're called to lead. God's saying, step up. Your courage will pave the way for others to follow. You've faced moments when you felt alone, like no one saw your struggle. God's voice is your companion. I am with you. Like Hagar met in the wilderness, you're never forsaken. Rest in His presence and watch how He turns your solitude into divine connection. Your life is a flame, fueled by God's purpose. The world might try to snuff it out, but His breath keeps it burning. Like the burning bush untouched by fire, you're a sign of His power. God's saying, keep glowing. Your flame will light paths for those lost in darkness. You've known seasons of waiting, when answers seemed far off. God's voice is your promise. I am working. Like Sarah, laughing at the impossible, you're about to hold your miracle. Trust His timing and watch how He turns your waiting into wonder. Let's talk about the favor God's draping over you. It's not earned. It's His gift, opening doors no one can shut. Like Joseph, rising in a foreign land, you're marked for influence. God saying, walk in it. My favor will carry you where effort alone can't. Your faith is a river, flowing stronger with every step. The world might see obstacles, but God sees a current of grace. Like the Jordan parted for His people, your faith will make a way. God saying, keep flowing. Your trust will carry you to new shores. You've faced moments when the world judged you, when labels tried to define you. God's voice is your truth. You are mine. Like Rahab, redeemed by faith, you're not bound by others' words. Embrace His identity and watch how He rewrites your story. Let's talk about the harvest God's preparing. You've sown in faith, prayed in secret, believed against odds. Like Ruth, gleaning in hope, your labor is about to overflow. God saying, get ready. Your harvest will fill barns you didn't know you had. Your life is a bridge, spanning the gap between despair and hope. Every step you take in faith helps others cross. Like Barnabas, lifting Paul to purpose, your encouragement builds futures. God saying, keep bridging. Your life connects others to my love. You've known times when doubt crept in, whispering you're not enough. God's voice is your shield. I made you sufficient. Like Moses, stuttering but chosen, your limits are His canvas. Trust His power and watch how He speaks through your weakness. Let's talk about the peace God's planting in you. It's not fragile. It's a fortress, guarding your heart. Like Jesus, sleeping through the storm, you're called to rest in Him. God saying, abide in me. Your peace will anchor others in their chaos. Your purpose is a seed planted deep in eternity. The world might try to uproot it, but God's nurturing it. Like the mustard seed, small but mighty, your calling will grow vast. God saying, let it grow. Your purpose will shelter those who need it. You've faced moments when the path felt unsteady, when trust was hard. God's voice is your foundation. I am your rock. Like Peter, walking on water, you're held by His hand. Step out in faith and watch how He steadies every step. Your life is a tapestry woven with threads of grace. Every struggle, every victory is part of God's design. Like Esther's story, saving a nation, your life is a pattern of redemption. God saying, trust my weave. I'm crafting something eternal. Let's talk about the joy God's kindling in you. It's not tied to what you see. It's rooted in His presence. Like David, dancing with abandon, your joy is a declaration. God saying, let it rise. Your joy will spark hope in those around you. You've known times when you felt invisible, like your efforts went unseen. God's voice is your spotlight. I see every step. Like the widow's offering, small but treasured, your life matters. Trust His gaze and watch how He amplifies your impact. Your faith is a key, unlocking doors the world can't see. Like Lydia, opening her home to the gospel, your trust opens opportunities. God's saying, turn the key. Your faith will lead you to places prepared just for you. You've faced moments when the world felt heavy, when hope seemed thin. God's voice is your lift. I am your strength. Like Elijah, fed in the wilderness, you're sustained by His hand. Lean into Him and watch how He carries you through. Let's talk about the love God's pouring through you. It's not just for you. It's a river for others. Like John, writing of love's power, your heart reflects His. God's saying, let it flow. Your love will heal wounds and build bridges to His grace. Your life is a beacon, shining in a world that's often dark. People are drawn to your light, even when you don't notice. Like the star over Bethlehem, your presence points to hope. God saying, keep shining. Your light will guide others home. You've known moments when fear tried to hold you back, whispering lies. God's voice is your truth. I am with you. Like Joshua facing Jericho, you're stronger than your fears. Trust his presence and watch how he crumbles every wall. Your purpose is a flame, burning with divine intent. The world might try to dim it, but God's fanning it. Like the apostles at Pentecost, your fire will spread. God saying, let it burn. Your purpose will ignite hearts and change lives. You've faced seasons of loss when dreams seem to fade. God's voice is your restoration. I make all things new. Like Naomi, finding family in loss, you're being renewed. Trust his redemption and watch how he rebuilds what was broken. Let's talk about the wisdom God's giving you. It's not just insight, it's divine clarity shaping your choices. Like Solomon, building with understanding, you're equipped to lead. God saying, trust my wisdom. It will guide you to victory. Your life is a story written by God's hand. Every chapter, every moment is part of his plan. Like Paul's letters, born in chains but freeing souls, your story inspires. God saying, keep living. Your life will speak to those who need hope. Chosen one, God's voice is a steady flame, illuminating the corners of your heart with a truth that refuses to dim. It's not a fleeting call, it's a divine summons etched into your spirit, urging you to step into a purpose that reshapes the world. You're not here to fade into the ordinary. You're here to rise, to carry a light that transforms everything it touches. Let's talk about the vision God's igniting in you. It's not just a dream, it's a divine blueprint showing you what's possible. Like Ezekiel speaking life to dry bones, you're called to see potential where others see ruin. God's saying, speak my truth. Your vision will breathe life into places long forgotten. You've felt the sting of comparison, measuring yourself against others' paths. God's voice is freeing you. Your journey is yours alone. Like David, chosen over his brothers, your uniqueness is your strength. Trust his design and watch how he crafts a story only you can live. The trials you've faced weren't meant to break you. They were meant to build you. Like Peter, refined through denial, your struggles are forging a faith that stands. God saying, keep standing. Your trials are my tools, shaping you into a vessel for my glory. Your heart carries a longing for more, a pull towards something greater. That's not restlessness, it's God's call. Like Moses, drawn to the burning bush, you're being led to holy ground. God's voice is clear. Step closer. I'm revealing my purpose for you. Let's talk about the strength God's pouring into you. It's not just physical. It's a spiritual resilience, unyielding in the face of storms. Like Daniel, standing firm in exile, you're unshakable. God saying, trust my strength. It will carry you through every battle. You've known moments when the world felt heavy, when doubt tried to settle in. God's voice is your lift. I am your hope. Like Hannah, praying through barrenness, your faith is birthing miracles. Trust his promise and watch how he turns your cries into joy. Your life is a canvas, painted with strokes of divine grace. Every moment, every choice is part of God's art. Like Esther, stepping into her moment, your life is a masterpiece unfolding. God saying, trust my brush. I'm creating something that will endure. You faced times when you felt unseen, like your efforts didn't matter. God's voice is your spotlight. I see every step, like the widow's mite, small but cherished. Your actions count. Rest in his gaze and watch how he multiplies your impact. Let's talk about the peace God's anchoring in you. It's not fleeting, it's a deep calm, holding you steady. Like Jesus resting in the boat, you're called to trust through the storm. God's saying, "Abide in me." Your peace will be a refuge for others. The world might try to pull you back, to keep you small, but God's voice is your wings. You were made to soar. Like Isaiah's eagles, you're rising above limitations. Trust his lift and watch how he carries you to heights you never imagined. You've carried burdens that felt too heavy, too hard to bear. God's voice is releasing you. Give them to me. Like the woman freed from shame, you're stepping into freedom. Let go and watch how his grace transforms your weight into wings. Your faith is a key, unlocking doors no one else can see. Like Lydia, opening her heart to the gospel, your trust opens new paths. God's saying, turn it. Your faith will lead you to places prepared just for you. Let's talk about the joy God's kindling in your soul. It's not tied to what you have. It's rooted in his presence. Like David, dancing before the ark, your joy is a declaration. God's saying, let it shine. Your joy will spark hope in those around you. You've known moments when the path felt unclear, when doubt clouded your steps. God's voice is your guide. I am your light. Like the Magi, following the star, you're being led to divine encounters. Trust his direction and see the treasures waiting. Your life is a river, flowing with God's purpose. The world might see obstacles, but he sees a current of grace. Like the Jordan, parted for his people, your faith will make a way. God's saying, keep flowing, your life will bring healing to many. You faced rejection, moments when you felt pushed aside. God's voice is calling you. You are mine. Like Leah, seen by God when others overlooked her, you're cherished. Rest in his love and watch how he turns rejection into favor. Let's talk about the courage God's breathing into you. It's not about being fearless. It's about moving forward anyway. Like Gideon, facing giants with a small band, your courage is enough. God's saying, step out. I'm turning your fear into victory. Your purpose is a seed planted in eternity. The world might try to uproot it, but God's nurturing it. Like the mustard seed, your calling will grow mighty. God's saying, let it grow. Your purpose will shelter those who need it most. You've known times when you felt stuck, like nothing was moving. God's voice is your momentum. I am your push. Like Peter, stepping onto water, your faith is moving you forward. Trust his pull and watch how he shifts your path. Your life is a beacon, shining in a world that's often dark. People are drawn to your light, even when you don't see it. Like the star over Bethlehem, your presence points to hope. God saying, keep shining. Your light will guide others home. You've faced moments when doubt whispered, you're not enough. God's voice is your truth. I made you sufficient. Like Moses, chosen despite his doubts, your limits are his canvas. Trust his power and watch how he speaks through you. Let's talk about the harvest God's bringing. You've sown in faith, believed in silence, prayed through pain. Like Ruth, gleaning in hope, your labor is about to overflow. God's saying, prepare. Your harvest will fill more than you can imagine. Your faith is a flame, burning brighter with every trial. Like Shadrach, untouched in the furnace. You're unconsumed by fire. God's saying, let it blaze. Your faith will warm hearts, light paths, and show what's possible with me. You've known seasons when hope felt thin, when the night seemed endless. God's voice is your dawn. I am your light. Like the women at the tomb, finding life in death, you're about to see his power. Trust him and watch the darkness flee. Your life is a bridge, connecting despair to hope. Every step you take in faith helps others cross. Like Barnabas, lifting others up, your encouragement builds futures. God's saying, keep building. Your life connects others to my grace. You've faced moments when the world felt heavy, when fear tried to hold you. God's voice is your strength. I am your shield. Like David, facing Goliath, you're stronger than your fears. Trust his might and watch how he crumbles every giant. Let's talk about the love God's pouring through you. It's not just for you, it's a gift to share. Like John, writing of love's power, your heart reflects his. God saying, let it flow. Your love will heal wounds and draw others to me. You're a warrior, armed with faith, not fear. Like Joshua, conquering with trust, your battles are won in his strength. God saying, keep fighting. Your victories will inspire others to stand and claim their own promises. You've known times when you felt unseen, like your efforts faded into the background. God's voice is your spotlight. I see every moment, like the widow's offering, small but treasured, your life counts. Trust his gaze and watch how he amplifies your impact. Your purpose is a riverbed, carved by faith and struggle. God's the water, filling you with life. Like Ezekiel's river, growing deeper, your influence is expanding. God's saying, let it flow. Your life will bring healing to those who touch it. You've faced moments when the world tried to define you, to box you in. God's voice is your freedom. You are mine. Like Rahab, redeemed by faith, you're not bound by labels. Embrace his truth and watch how he rewrites your story. Let's talk about the wisdom God's giving you. It's not just knowledge, it's divine insight, guiding your path. Like Solomon, choosing wisdom over wealth, you're equipped to lead. God saying, trust my wisdom. It will open doors and steady your steps. Your life is a song, sung with notes of grace. Every moment, every choice is part of God's melody. Like Miriam, leading with joy, your life is a hymn of victory. God saying, keep singing. Your song will lift hearts and point to me. Chosen one, God's voice is a mighty wind, sweeping through your soul with a force that stirs every dormant dream. It's not a gentle breeze, it's a divine gust, pushing you toward a destiny that's uniquely yours. You're not here to tread lightly or blend into the crowd. You're here to carve a path that only you can walk, leaving a mark that echoes through eternity. Let's talk about the boldness God's awakening in you. It's not about shouting, it's a quiet courage, steady as a rock. Like Deborah, leading with wisdom in chaos, you're called to stand firm. God saying, rise up. Your boldness will spark change in places that need your strength. You've known moments when the world felt overwhelming, when responsibilities piled high. God's voice is your relief. I carry what you cannot. Like the Israelites, fed by manna in the desert, you're sustained by his provision. Trust his supply and watch how he meets every need. Your life is a tapestry woven with threads of faith and resilience. Every struggle, every victory is part of God's design. Like Joseph's coat, torn but restored, your story is one of redemption. God saying, trust my weave. I'm crafting a masterpiece that will endure. You've faced times when you doubted your place, wondering if you truly belong. God's voice is your home. You are mine, chosen and known. Like Ruth, finding family in a foreign land, you're rooted in His love. Rest in that truth and see how He builds your future. Let's talk about the vision God's planting in your heart. It's not just a hope, it's a divine picture showing you what's possible. Like Habakkuk writing the vision, you're called to see beyond the now. God saying, hold it tight. Your vision will guide you to my promises. The world might try to pull you down, to dim your spark, but God's voice is your fire. You were made to blaze. Like Elijah, calling down heaven's flame, your faith ignites change. Trust His power and watch how your light transforms the darkness around you. You've carried moments of silence when God's voice seemed distant. Those quiet times weren't absence, they were preparation. Like Samuel hearing in the night, you're learning to discern His call. God's saying, listen closely. My voice will lead you to clarity. Your presence is a gift, shifting the air wherever you go. People feel it, even if you don't see it. Like Barnabas, encouraging the early church, your words carry life. God saying, keep giving. Your kindness will plant seeds that grow beyond your sight. Let's talk about the strength God's forging in you. It's not just physical, it's a spiritual anchor holding you steady. Like Daniel, unshaken in Babylon, you're built to endure. God saying, stand firm. Your strength will be a refuge for those who falter. You've known seasons when hope felt fragile, when the future seemed unclear. God's voice is your certainty. I am your future. Like Sarah, holding her promise after years of doubt, you're about to see His faithfulness. Trust His plan and watch your hope come alive. Your life is a river, flowing with divine purpose. The world might see rocks and bends, but God sees a path to abundance. Like the Jordan, parted for His people, your faith clears the way. God saying, keep moving. Your flow will bring life to dry places. You've faced rejection, moments when you felt cast aside. God's voice is your embrace. I see you, I choose you. Like Leah, loved by God when others turned away, you're treasured. Rest in His acceptance and watch how He turns exclusion into belonging. Let's talk about the courage God's breathing into you. It's not about never trembling, it's about stepping forward anyway. Like Gideon, facing an army with a few, your faith makes you mighty. God's saying, move ahead. I'm turning your fear into triumph. Your purpose is a seed, small but destined to grow. The world might overlook it, but God sees its power. Like the mustard seed, your calling will become a shelter. God saying, nurture it. Your purpose will cover those who need its shade. You've known times when you felt stuck, like progress was out of reach. God's voice is your push. I am your momentum. Like Peter, stepping onto waves, your trust moves you forward. Lean into His pull and watch how He shifts your path to freedom. Your life is a beacon, glowing in a world that's often dim. People are drawn to your calm, your hope. Like the star over Bethlehem, your presence points to truth. God saying, keep shining. Your light will guide others to my heart. You've faced moments when doubt tried to define you, whispering you're not enough. God's voice is your truth. I made you whole. Like Moses, chosen despite his flaws, your limits are His canvas. Trust His design and watch how He paints through you. Let's talk about the harvest God's preparing for you. You've sown in faith, prayed in the dark, believed through pain. Like Ruth, gleaning with hope, your work is about to overflow.